Hey, what's up everybody? This is Ralski, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do the process of editing my music videos. So without further ado, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and open one of my projects. This one happens to be Don't Tell Me You Love Me by Night Ranger. And I have all the parts that I need. They're all generally in a folder that I keep by songs. So these are all the songs that we've not completed yet, but I have a whole nother folder of songs that we have completed. I can just show you that real quick. Again, my filtering system isn't the best, but it's my own crazy brain, and deal with it. These are all completed songs right here, so these are all the songs that we've done and all the projects, and within each of these folders are all the pieces that we've used, either video, audio, or any kind of special effects. So I just take all these pieces, pull them into Premiere, and I'm good to go. So right now I'm gonna go back into the Don't Tell Me You Love Me video, and these are the vocal tracks, these are the guitar tracks, this is the bass track, and there's a drum track hidden inside here with a bunch of audio tracks, which are generally vocals and guitar. Some musicians record that stuff in advance, and once they get it down to the way they want it, then they just kind of basically lip sync over their own material. And I think it works well with the videos, because conceptually sometimes you want to do things that you might not necessarily be able to do live, but it also gives you an idea of what you look like on stage performing live, and so maybe you can keep those little mental notes as you're playing and say, well, you know, this is kind of something I can do at this part. So I think for all the musicians involved, I can't speak for everybody, but I know that a few have said that this project has kind of expanded their vision and their mind of their craft. So that's kind of a cool thing. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the project, and you can see within the project I have all the pieces. The blue is generally the drum tracks, the green is generally the bass, the orange, or they call it, I forget what they call it, doesn't matter. The orange is guitar, and I generally have 2 tracks for guitar, which is 2 different angles, and then yellow is vocals, and again 2 different tracks for 2 different angles. I don't always get 2 different angles. For guitar I usually do. Vocals, it depends. Sometimes I may get 4 different angles. It doesn't really matter. I'll just go ahead and put them in and use what I feel is going to work with the video, and then, you know, take out any parts that aren't needed. Drums and bass, we're not special, so we only need 1 track, and it's usually good to go. And so the way that you see it here is they're all within this cross frame, which I have as its own separate layer, which is this layer right here. So if I turn it off, you'll see that it kind of disappears, and then when I turn it back on, it pops back on. So as I'm editing the song down, oh, and I suppose I should explain to you, the bottom half is audio, the top half is video. So this is the original track. Right now I have it muted, but if I wanted to play it, I can unmute it and make it solo so that I can hit the play button. And so now I'm only hearing the original song. And for whatever reason it's really low, but I'm not going to mess with it right now because I don't want to have to make another video. If I mute it, this is what we sound like. And of course all the audio levels are going to be adjusted and leveled out at the end of the process, but this is just the video portion of everything that's going on. So once all the tracks are pulled in, now it's kind of going conceptually to with the song. Is there a need to make showcase somebody at a certain spot? That's what I have these sections for, which means that I've taken this guitar and this bass and I've made it full screen within just the frame. So I've taken out the 4+ split and turned it into a single frame. So it makes it a lot easier for me when I'm editing, that I don't have to cut and paste. I can just kind of pull this in, remove it, and then pull it back out, and it takes it out. So I'll play it a little bit for you and see what happens. That's how I kind of get my first basis of the song. Ow, elbow should not be doing that. In this part, this particular song has kind of a 2 guitar shredding solo, and there are no real vocals going on. So I pulled in the second video track and I have them kind of working with each other. So it goes from having a singer into the frame. Again, it's all conceptual, that each musician can kind of do whatever they want with the video, and I just kind of work with what I have. In this case, guitar player Chris, he's got a blue light and a red light, and so it kind of complements the whole frame, which is kind of cool, like a cool and a hot video. So now they're just playing with each other. That didn't sound right. Felt the need to put in a drum frame in there just because I saw it at the time and I was like, oh, can't remember to put that in there. I may change and pull that out and have another section that I think accents the song or that part a little more, plus that there's kind of a storyboard that's going along, and we've had some guitar and some bass, and we'll throw in some drums. I try not to have too many of one or too little of another. And then I kind of go through the song and highlight certain areas. Don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me. And what it looks like I've done in this video too, I just kind of started this last night, but you can tell that all the pieces are here with all these different cuts. So now I'm going to just start moving pieces around and pulling them up here in this top frame. If you look at another project that I've done, hold on one second, open a recent project, and I'll open straight up as an example. That was the last video that I completed. I open up the project, and here you can see all of the larger frames, and it's color coded so that I can tell, okay, there's 2 guitars, a bass, drums, vocals, guitar, bass, drums, vocals, guitar, vocals, bass, drums. I always like to see that there's some kind of equidistance, if that's even a word, equal distance between the different colors in the different sections. Sometimes I'll put in an effect, like here I can just see that I have an effect here, so I'll zoom into it just to show you what I see when I'm looking at this. It was very subtle, but I kind of slowed down the drums, put it in slow motion, put a little cross dissolve, and then accented it with like a starburst. So when I hit the cymbal, it just kind of slow motion guitar, starburst cymbal. And that's kind of that. And then, you know, endings are always fun. You kind of see what's going to happen at the end of the song, where everybody either acknowledges the camera or it's just a fade out. In this example, I believe this was a fade out. I'm going to go ahead and close that project since I don't need it. And then back to Don't Tell Me You Love Me, where I was saying whether the musician acknowledges the camera or not. Sometimes it's cool that everybody acknowledges at the same spot, because it's kind of something you would do live too anyway, right? Just acknowledge the crowd, like, yeah, we did it. So this song was a challenging song, especially for the guitars, and I think he did a kick-ass job. I think we all did a kick-ass job. I don't know if it's something that can be played live. Who knows? Might try it out at some point, but so I'm going to play that again, and if you guys take a look at each member, how they acknowledge the camera. So just those little elements are kind of cool. When editing, you can go through the whole video and find those little segments that you want to use, pull those up so that they're prominent if you have a secondary video, or if you just want to pull it up to say, hey, you know, I want to work around this one spot and go from there. That's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will have more for you soon. Peace.